And welcome. It is Wednesday, the 19th of June, and as usual, we're going to be going over what's happened over the last week in news. So, what are we discussing this week? We've got Asus patches critical authentication bypass flaw in multiple router models. We've got a critical vulnerability in Trelix IPS manager. Mailcow mail server flaw exposes servers to remote code execution. And VMware fixes a critical vCenter RCE vulnerability that you need to patch now. And there's some Chrome has released an update to patch 6 vulnerabilities. As usual, we'll be talking about some things people are getting up to try and trick you into clicking on things. It's FreeBSD Day, so we'll be taking a look at that. OpenSense 24.1.9 has been released, and so has KDE Plasma 6.1. So let's flick across and start taking a look. Okay, so the first one that we've got up, and Richard's here with us already. Hello and thanks for the video on OpenSense and PFSense. You're very, very welcome. I got a lot of flack over that video from PFSense people. Yeah, just figured somebody needed to address that, especially the security side of things. So yeah, that was a big video. I've just released another one actually on OpenSense 24.1.9 was released yesterday, and there's another update out for it again today for 24.1.9_1, which was something to do with, I've just covered it in the last video, something to do with NAT. So up first, Asus patches critical authentication bypass flaw in multiple router models. So anyone using Asus routers probably should check this article out. I have started putting links to my notes and things that I'm doing over on the forum, and I'll leave the link in the description below when this is done. But I'll copy all my notes and paste them over there. What have we got here? Tracked as CVE 2024-3080, and it carries a CVS score of 9.8 out of a maximum of 10, so that's pretty bad. Max here as well. That's on the list as well, isn't it? I've not got that far down yet. So, like I said, I was going to buy one of those Asus AX88s. I've not had a look at these routers. I'm not familiar with them, to be honest. But 9.8 is pretty bad. Authentication bypass allowing unauthenticated remote attackers to log into the device. So this has been patched by now. So if you're using one of these routers, obviously check for updates and update it, and we've got a list of the affected routers. So Zen Wi-Fi XTA, RT-AX88U, RT-AX58U, RT-AX57, RT-AC86U, and RT-AC68U. And we've got the firmware fixes here. So is that a separate one? 30793912. Yeah, so earlier this January, Asus patched another critical vulnerability tracked as CVE 2024-3912 with another 9.8. That could permit an unauthenticated remote attacker to upload files and execute system commands. That's pretty poor for a router. Which way does this go? Trelix IPS manager, another remote code execution flaw. CVE 2024-5671. This one should be fairly short today because there's thankfully not a lot been going on this week. Just a couple. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Trelix has patched a critical vulnerability in its intrusion prevention system. CVE 2024-5671. This flaw caused by an insecure deserialization in certain workflows could allow unauthenticated remote attackers to execute arbitrary code, posing a severe risk. This is another 9.8. We had a lot of high ones this week. So high impact vulnerability, high impact on confidentiality. Patch immediately. So Trelix has released updates for their IPS manager. If you run Mailcow mail server, there's a flaw that exposes servers to remote code execution. This is when you're logged into the UI and you're reading mail, I believe. So there's two security vulnerabilities. Both shortcomings impact all versions of the software prior to version 2024-04, which was released on the 4th of April. So the issues were responsibly disclosed on the 22nd of March, and they've since been patched. So we've got a 6.7, which is path traversal, and 6.8, which is cross-site scripting. So when you if someone's logged into the admin interface with user privileges and they read mail, there's an issue there. Well, that's since been fixed, so you might want to update that. It's not a straight remote attack thing. You've got to be reading mail for it to work. So yeah, as a result, an attacker could take advantage of the scenario to inject malicious scripts into the admin panel by triggering exceptions when reading mail. So anyone running Mailcow, I know that is a popular mail server. VMware fixes critical RCE in vCenter patch now. Excuse me, a bit of a cold. Ooh, hacked. Yeah. So VMware's issued a critical security advisory addressing vulnerabilities in vCenter, including remote code execution and local privilege escalation. So today, what date are we on here? 18th of June, so yesterday, VMware released fixes for the three vulnerabilities, CVE 2024-37079, 37080, and 37081. So we've got buffer overflows in the DCERPC protocol, leading to remote code execution, another buffer overflow in the same protocol, and one that arises from a misconfiguration of sudo in the vCenter server, permitting an authenticated local user to exploit this. So if you're using VMware, hang up and go patch. Chrome has released a patch with addressing 6 vulnerabilities. So Chrome 126.0.6478.114.115 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So this will be distributed over the coming days and weeks to address the vulnerabilities. So you can manually update your browsers. What have we got? Type confusion in the V8 JavaScript engine. Again, inappropriate implementation in WebAssembly. Wow, that one got $20,000 for that report. $7,000 on this second one. Out of bounds memory access. The severity of vulnerability is yet to be determined. Use after free in Dawn. So manually force a update. So while we're here, it is FreeBSD day. So I'll stick the link to this. It's quite easy to get, to be honest. So there's the link for it. I click the link like an idiot. Put it on the screen that way. So FreeBSD celebrated on June the 29th to commemorate the launch of FreeBSD, the open source operating system, and there's things going on all week for this. So if you're interested in FreeBSD, there's literally events going on all week. So live interviews have been going all day today. Got user stories. A blog on FreeBSD 14.1, what's new and how they got there. And then on Friday, June the 21st, we've got more user stories and then something special coming. So curious on that. So if you still want to share, get in touch and it'll appear on this page below. So that's pretty cool. Curious as to what that is for Friday the 21st. Have to keep my eyes open for that. Yeah. What are we on next? As I mentioned, OpenSense 24.1.9 was released, and then which was yesterday, and then that hotfix for the NAT reflection rule was added today. So if you updated yesterday, you'll probably need to update again today. And KDE Plasma has been released. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and read that. But KDE Plasma 6.1 is now released. Slashdot. That's really hard to read website. Right, so off topic, do you have any experience drawing network diagrams using Visio? I have done them. Have you tried using draw.io for that? This is pretty cool. We're going on network. Let me make this a bit bigger. Then there's a load of templates in here, and you can just build off them. And this is pretty cool for creating network diagrams and things. And obviously it's free. So that's generally what I use these days. I do have Visio. I tend not to use it because it's quicker to use this. Then obviously on the network, just delete everything. Into network. We've got all the different network style stuff. So this is pretty cool for, I do use this a lot. And it does have all the Cisco stuff in there as well. So if you go to more shapes, networking, we can see the Cisco stuff in here, which is how I tend to do the diagrams. So you can do a lot with draw.io. It's a really awesome product. So yeah, I have used Visio, but it has been a while, to be honest. Right, so we've done that. Done the vulnerabilities. Let's have a look at these. So Adobe's updated their stance. I use the Adobe suite for everything, and well, for editing videos and stuff anyway. When I'm not doing the videos, I'm usually on FreeBSD. But they've changed the stance now, saying that they're not going to be using AI to train the account. I say I'll leave the links to all these, but we've explicitly said we will not train generative AI on your content. There was something else in there as well, wasn't there, in the terms and conditions from Adobe, saying that all your bases belong to us, type of thing, like whatever you create is owned by us. Have I got the article on that, actually? So Adobe are also being fined for bad practices when it comes to using the software and licenses, and when you try and cancel the software, you just get hit by a million pop-ups, and then you've got to log back into the website again to cancel. So they're being fined for that, I believe. I thought I had the notes on that. This one on the latest hacker news. Microsoft reconsiders Windows recall into privacy concerns. Especially, I'm not going over the Wi-Fi bug. I mentioned it last week. If you're one of those people that rolls updates out a couple of weeks after they release, like we do, it's worth doing them ones because there's a vulnerability in the Microsoft Wi-Fi driver that allows people to attack you. I saw some idiot on LinkedIn saying it doesn't matter in IT people like scream from the roof to scare people. If you've patched it, it's not a problem, but how many organizations do not patch? So this is so now Microsoft have changed it. Was it supposed to roll out yesterday? But they've changed how they're doing this now. So they're rolling recall out through the Windows Insider program. So preview, on June 18th. So if you want to play with that, I don't know why you would, but if you do, then you need to be in the Windows Insider program. It's good that they've turned this off. Can you imagine using that Wi-Fi exploit to then run remote code on the computer to fetch everything? You're logged in, so it's not encrypted. There's a bug in Windows 10. I haven't seen this yet. But Microsoft has confirmed that the Windows apps will. How do you want to open this file when you right click? So when you're using the context menu and you get this pop-up, even though it knows what the file is, I'm saying, how do you want to open it? Windows 11 has an issue as well. Not to feel left out, Microsoft has also added a new issue for Windows 11 today that prevents Microsoft Photos app from launching. So they're working on a fix and they'll provide it in a future update. I don't like Windows 11, never have. I'm running it at the moment, to be honest, and only because I can't be asked reformatting and installing Windows 10. I obviously use it for OBS, and it's just easy to stream stuff, and then use the Adobe Suite to edit things. So, 1 second. But I have had a few issues with it, like stupid things. I'm not sure if it's more to do with my motherboard. It works fine on Arch and it works fine in FreeBSD. And it did work fine on Windows 10, but now I guess stupid things like USB devices stopping working. Sometimes when I boot my machine, I've got no network adapter and it's got an exclamation mark on it, and I have to remove it and then do a rescan for devices. I've not been too impressed with it. It seems to have fixed a lot of issues with the user interface where it was wrongly sized and things. But yeah, I'll be going back to Windows 10, even if it stays out of support. I'm not bothered. Just because of the pain in the ass stuff. This was another Adobe thing that I was mentioning. So this was covered by BBC News. Software giant Adobe is accused of trapping customers. So they're saying that they'll refute the FTC's claims in court. But the sign-up process is unclear. I've tried to cancel things before because I do the monthly subscription, and it is a bit of a pain. But that was the one I wanted to mention. So Microsoft is back to Microsoft. Recommends always on VPN as they're deprecating the Windows Direct Access feature. So Windows Direct Access is for a remote access solution widely used in organizations for securing remote access to company networks. Just use a VPN instead. That's being deprecated. So Max saying, had so many problems with it in commercial environment, really annoying stuff. Yeah, it can be a pain. There's also saying, I had an Apple subscription, I cancelled my card, they still charge it, I still order food off my card that was cancelled a year ago. Wow. Free pizza. I'm sure you still get charged for it, obviously. That's kind of scary. Can you not block the card in the app? Most banks, you can just block them these days, can't you? In fact, talking about using cards for subscriptions, I opened a Revolut account, and you can create virtual cards. So if I sign up to something, you can create as many as you want, as far as I'm aware anyway. But you can create a virtual card, use that to purchase the service off, and then you can just destroy the card whenever you're ready. And that's generally the way I do it. It's dead handy because I've had issues with SolarWinds. Wouldn't stop charging me and started charging stupid amounts. And when you logged into the website, there was no way to remove your card. So I just generated a virtual one using Revolut, updated the card details, and then destroyed the card through Revolut. And it's pay as you go, so you transfer money into Revolut, so you can only spend whatever's on the account. And I do that pretty much all the time for ordering off even Amazon. Any silly software as a service things or subscription as a service things, I'll use Revolut to put them up and then just destroy it. Use that for AWS. You can use it on pretty much anything. It's just I think it's MasterCard that it comes up as, but it's like a debit card as such. We get free WAS up to a certain point due to being a Microsoft partner. This is an interesting one. I can't see it there. YouTube odds notes. Where is it? That's not what I'm looking for. What's it called? YouTube are introducing something new. I don't think they've started rolling it out yet, which that was a poor link. YouTube notes for users. Yeah, TechCrunch will do it. Get off. So YouTube is experimenting with Notes, a crowdsourced feature that lets users add context to videos. So you can, if you're watching a video, you can stick a note on it. It's kind of weird. I've not read up much about that. As part of the test phase, a limited number of users will be invited to write notes. So you need a good active YouTube channel in good standing. Eligible user. Oh, I'm guessing the YouTube channel in good standing. So viewers in the US will start to see notes on videos in coming weeks and months. During the initial pilot, third-party evaluators will rate the helpfulness and accuracy of the notes. That's kind of weird. So they'll appear under a video, and viewers will be asked if the note is helpful, somewhat helpful, or unhelpful. Be interesting to see how they police that, to be honest, to stop people putting stupid things on videos. It'll get abused, obviously. Things always do. Okay. Bad space malware attacking users by leveraging high-ranking infected sites. Is this one that comes up as a browser thing? Hackers abuse high-ranking infected websites to leverage their established credibility and large user base to spread malware, launching phishing attacks, or redirect traffic to malicious sites. WordPress is always getting owned for this. I guess be careful. So you can see the infected site makes XML HTTP request. Yeah, so the fake, you're going onto a website and basically you'll get a pop-up for a fake browser update, and then when you click on it, you're pwned. So I've mentioned this before. If you're going to do browser updates, do them manually rather than clicking on things. Signal warns against the EU's plan to scan private messages for CSAM. I don't know if anyone's heard of this yet. So, a controversial proposal put forward by the European Union to scan users' private messages for detection of CSAM material. As Mark says, client-side scanning incoming. Yeah, definitely. We've been talking about this for a while. This has been warned by Signal. I mean, the UK tried this already, didn't they? And it got like booted out until they could come up with a better way. Yeah, it's so encrypted service providers Proton and Freema has also come out strongly against the so-called chat control bill, stating that passage of the law could severely hamper privacy and confidentiality of EU citizens. Isn't this the one where they tried to opt out for officials and things like that? Yeah, there's something to keep an eye on with what's going on there. But the UK tried something similar. What have I forgot now? Yeah, absolutely. Rules for the button, not for me. Yeah, I did read that they was trying to. So they wanted to enforce the rules on everybody else, but then they wanted to be able to not have it for them. It seems a bit unfair. What we got next? Cyber criminals exploit free software alerts to deploy hijack loader, and yeah. If somebody wants you to download pirated software, you deserve getting what you get. Not going into that one too much. So this is going to be new Satan stealer malware steals browser cookies and passwords. So it's going to be a phishing thing, and if you click on it, it's open source, I believe. Yeah. An open source stealer tool called Satan Stealer was shared on GitHub. Some feature of Satan Stealer developed with Python. It can take Discord token, Discord injection, registered phone number, email. I'm not going on that. Spread by phishing links. I think this is just the standard stuff. Recommend enabling two-factor authentication. If you get something that steals your cookies, two-factor authentication is not going to help you there, unless you're using passkeys or something. What else we got? Yeah, this is the same type of thing as well. I've mentioned this last week or the week before. I did a video on why you shouldn't copy and paste things from websites, showing how it can. I'm surprised this works. I mean, it's a bit dumb. Something went wrong while displaying this web page, and this is the alert that you get. And then you click the copy fix button below. Right click on the Windows icon and select Run Windows PowerShell. I guess people do fall for this. Wait for the update to complete, and then your machine's owned. So I suppose if you see anything like that, stay away from it. You certainly shouldn't be copying and pasting code from any website and running it as PowerShell as admin. Again, malicious search results. People registering domains. So I've mentioned this a few times. And people use domain type squatting and things like that to they use adverts or natural results to try and get you to click links. That's why I always like stick URLs in my password manager and then use my password manager to get to them rather than Googling them. Not getting into that too much, that's just general crap. We've got hackers using weaponized documents, weaponized Word documents. That's not new, is it? In QR code phishing attacks. How's this one work then? I give up. This is just scanning a QR code, I assume. Start with the general stuff. So cybersecurity researchers have discovered and actively used weaponized Word documents in QR code phishing attacks. Okay. So don't scan random QR codes. Oh, hey, try that. Welcome. I think Steve Gibson dived into this a bit. Stick a few QR codes across buildings in town and I'll bet you'll catch a fish or two. I'll bet you would. So in Manchester, there was somebody going around sticking malicious QR codes on parking meters. So if you wanted to park, people were scanning like malicious QR codes and things. So things like that, even, yeah. During like pandemic and things, when everyone had like QR codes and you had to scan to order and things like that, I thought if you check somebody's menu, reprint it, scan it, reprint it, because a lot of them are black and white, just temporary things. Scan it, reprint it with your malicious QR code. Yeah. But I mean, there are tools out there that you can use just to scan the QR code that won't open links or do anything and just reveal what's under it. What else we got? That's it for stupid people trying to get you to do stupid things. We've just got a couple of breaches that I was going to mention now. So, Total Fitness. They're obviously massive gym in the UK. And Total Fitness exposed 500,000 images of members and staff. Database leaked containing 474,000. So they've got a chain with 15 locations across England and North Wales. The database size was 47.7 gig. Included personal screenshots, profile pictures of members and the children, and facial images of gym employees. I thought it was more than that. Oh yeah, so some images contained highly sensitive information, such as passports, credit cards, and utility bills. If you're a Total Gym member, you can get this. I'll leave the links to all this, and you can, as it said what they're doing. So, UK's National Crime Agency has already issued warnings about the rise in financial sextortion scams targeting underage children. But that's pretty bad. We're going to conduct a full audit of all member images and notify the ICO. We're communicating to all members whose images we have identified and such images have been removed. Yeah, so that's a bad one. This Medibank cyber attack was down to unenforced MFA. You need to enable MFA. Obviously, this is just credential stuffing and things. That article was last week, wasn't it? Apparently, AMD is investigating claims of stolen company data. AMD is looking into a potential cyber attack. A threat actor that goes by the alias Intel Broker is selling data that he claims was obtained from AMD.com breach this month. Bleeping Computer reports, and the company confirmed in a statement that it's looking into the purported theft. Intel Broker claims that the data for sale includes future products, employee databases, and customer databases. And a statement from AMD: we are aware of a cyber criminal organisation claiming to be in possession of stolen AMD data. Working closely with law enforcement. So, Intel broker is also claiming a leak of Apple's internal tools. So these have claimed Apple's internal tools. The announcements were made via a post on the social media platform Twitter through the dark web informer account. We can see the Twitter post here. Major data breach. Intel broker has allegedly leaked Apple's internal tools. Intel broker has released the internal source code to 3 of Apple's commonly used tools for their internal site. Apple.com suffered a data breach and led to the exposure. So even Apple getting breached. The posted materials include various internal tools Apple uses for software development and testing. Exact contents of the leak remain unclear, but warning that the tools could be used to potentially exploit vulnerabilities in Apple's software. Apple has not issued official response. So that's bad. I think we're done though. Is that everything? It is. I did say it was a quiet week this week. So unless anybody has anything else to bring up. So yeah, if you didn't watch my video on pfSense versus OpenSense, that's worth a watch. Did state we've started moving most of our stuff over to OpenSense now. It's just less messing about if we can install it on boxes and sell them without having to worry about trademark rules and licensing laws and things like that. So I have got a couple of other videos planned coming up. Today, Wednesday. I'll try and get one out this week, might be next week. But thank you to everyone who joined in today. I do appreciate people turning up and having someone to talk to, so I'm not on my own. Definitely makes a difference. So thank you to, how many did we get today? 3. To start, we'll keep doing these again. I'll be back 7:30 p.m. next week, Wednesday, same time, same place. Thank you everyone for joining. I'll find mouse pointer. Yep, see you next week. Thank you everybody. There's a stop button.